Welcome to San Diego, California, as we close in on kickoff here in this Week 22 NWSL matchup. It's San Diego and Orlando for the 8th all-time meeting. Great to have you with us here tonight. These two teams are desperate for victories. Two teams riding amongst the 3 longest droughts in the league. But you look at the league table, things are tight right now. These two teams separated by 2 points, but overall 4 through 11 separated by a grand total of 7 points. So great to have you with us here tonight alongside the former NWSL midfielder Jordan Angeli, Michael Watrain. Great to have you with us. Jordan, these two teams are scuffling. Why?
Well, I think for them was a lot of chance creation at the beginning of the year. They haven't quite found their footing, but it's not as if the chances aren't there. It's really details in the final third for both of these groups, and I think that would get them back on the right footing.
You look at the San Diego side, they're number 1 in the league in possession and shots on target, but they're not maximizing their chances. How do they do that tonight?
Well, in their last game against Portland, one of the things that didn't go right is they were so narrow, but when they get the ball and they start getting it moving, they can manipulate defenses. And here you'll see Kimi Ascanio move a defender out of the way, creating space for Lundqvist to get forward. And then there are runners in the box, but the way that they run in the box, every single run is the same. There's no depth to the way that they run, so they need to have a little bit of different lines of attack when they do get there, so that final pass is a little bit easier for them.
Conversely, you look at this Orlando side, without Barbara Banda, they're looking for somebody to fill that need. Who does it?
Yeah, well, I think they're hoping it'll be Jackie Ovalle, the big signing in the summer. They bring her over from Liga MX, and she is La Maga, right? The magician, and she can create space on her own here with a little quick movement. But when she gets into these spaces, here, the runs are there, but she is so left-footed, it's hard for her to find that spot. So can she cut it back, find the correct option? But this Orlando team likes the ball too. And one of the things they do well is they'll create overloads or isolations here in a 2v1. And their runs in the box, they need somebody at the top of the box. If Ovalle, left-footed, is going to play on the left side, they need someone for her to be able to cut the ball back to at the top of the box, so it gives her an outlet once she does get in those advanced positions.
One of these two teams will get back on track here tonight. Orlando winless in its last 9, San Diego winless in its last 5. Who picks up all 3 points here tonight? Stick with us.
It's on.
It's a perfect night here in San Diego. The Wave and the Pride closing in on kick. The Pride have never won both matches in a regular season against San Diego. They try to do that here tonight. The NWSL community mourns the loss of Matthew Beard. He had his hand in coaching currently 12 NWSL players during his time with the Boston Breakers, and Kenza Dali was signed by Matt Beard at West Ham, and she said, "My English dad, as I like to call you, I wouldn't be where I am today without you. I'm heartbroken and devastated. You were so special, the hugs, the laughter. I will miss you terribly, and every time I step onto a pitch, you will be with me. My sincere thoughts go out to Debbie, Harry, Ellie, and Scott. I love you forever."
Nice for NWSL to have a moment of silence before the game to honor Matt Beard, coached in the league for a couple of years back with the Boston Breakers. Everybody has the best things to say about him, so it's just a good reminder. Let's take care of each other. Let's check in on one another and make sure that, we're all in this together, so let's act like it.
Well said, partner. Looking forward to tonight's action. Kenza Dali is in the starting 11 tonight for San Diego. Two changes needed to make. Savannah McCaskill out with an injury. Gia Corley is out with a yellow card suspension.
And Didi Adicic stays in net. I think it was one of the big storylines for the Wave here. But as you move forward, I'm interested to see how the midfield shapes out for the Wave. Will Dali sit as a single 6 and Ascanio and Fezer as 2 8s? To be seen. But I like Dudinia centrally. That's going to give them a target point for Jonas Eidevall's team to really have as a focal point up front.
His first season as the coach. Currently sits in a tie for 3rd place, but you saw it in the standings just how tight things are getting. And San Diego will face off against this Orlando lineup that makes one change. Marta is out, back injury for her, so Julie Doyle steps in.
And they're going to look to utilize Abello and Oyane at different times up and down the channel as outlets and integrated into the way that they attack McCutcheon and Angelino will play a little bit deeper to allow Lemos to play underneath the front three. But it's really about those front three. Can Doyle find some success on the left side, Ovalle on the right? Look for her to cut inside to use her preferred left foot, and then it's Watt up front who needs to find her goal scoring form.
Seb Hines in his 4th season with the Pride. He said that he's probably learned more this year than he did last year, trying to find the answers and the solutions to a team right now that is winless in its last 9. So the Pride and the Wave kick off. Orlando has won 4 of the first 7 meetings. Wave have won just 1 time. What happens here tonight? San Diego and Orlando from California. So great to have you with us. Orlando in the purple kits. It is San Diego in the white, pink, and blue kits, and we are underway here this evening in San Diego. Michael Watring, Jordan Angeli, and the rest of our team with you here this evening. Jordan, what do you expect out of this matchup?
Well, I think everybody at home is expecting and wanting goals. Both these teams have been hard-pressed for goals as of late, but it's not without chance creation. So I'm hoping that they can get themselves into really good positions, but for me, it's about the midfield. Without Savannah McCaskill, how does Kenza Dali operate? What is San Diego looking to do through the middle of the park? And then for Orlando, it's really a lot about Jackie Ovalle and how quickly they can get her integrated and feeling like she's contributing in the attack.
Jonas Idevall said, looking at this matchup, he wants to see his team come out and be aggressive from the start. They haven't scored in any of their last 3 home matches. 275 minutes without a goal here on this pitch as they try to pick up a victory here in this one. Only Bay has a longer winless drought than these 2 teams.
And it was one of the big differences, Michael, last week at Portland was the way that San Diego started.
Roby steals this, throws it to the middle. Knocked away initially in the middle of the park by Sands. McCutcheon. Doyle recycles. This is what San Diego does extremely well. High press, win the ball back, take possession.
And then keep possession. This is the best passing team in the league. They have the best pass completion in the league. Both of these teams love the ball, but Orlando's in 3rd in passing, and San Diego has 2,000 more passes than this Orlando team does in 3rd place. That's how much they love having the ball, and you're going to see it. It's now trying to get good shots on goal from the possession that they have created.
Jonas Idevall wanted to see his team have better execution in those situations with the ball, and they're possessing early, trying to get inside of the 18. Things there.
Well, that's wider than we saw Dudinha play all game last game. And it's difficult. Dudinha coming from Brazil in the middle of the year is typically a center forward, but being asked to play on the left side. So can they find more chances where she stretches the field and gives more space to those players centrally?
Lundqvist curls. Ascanio pokes, and it's blocked away. There. Resets. You take a look at Orlando, winless in their last 9 matches. Their last win was 106 days ago. They beat Bay on the road 1-0. They've been good against the West Coast teams in their time and trying to keep that trend rolling along.
Yikes, 106 days. Slightly skewed because of that July break, but still, this Orlando team, you couldn't stop them from winning last year until right at the end of the season. And I think having a target on their back this year has made them susceptible to just a little bit more pressure. They've had a lot of injuries. The lineup has changed nearly every single game. They have a new starting 11. It's hard to find rhythm when those are the things that are happening within your group.
Seb Hines even talked about it, that when he first got there, it was a successful season if they were vying for a playoff position.
Right.
And now last year you have the kind of year that you have, and the expectations have grown. That's a testament to their effort, but at the same time, it now becomes a different area that they have to tackle on a daily basis.
What were you saying to me before the game started? 2 losses and Orlando's outside of the playoffs? Well, we haven't said that in a long time.
It's a team that's drifting, and with how this league is set up, 5 matches to go, beginning tonight for every team in the league. Somebody's going to make that push. We're seeing it already from the bottom of the table. And some other teams drifting at the wrong time. Will one of these 2 teams right the ship here tonight? Judinya peels off of the first, knocks it away. McCutcheon. Orlando take their first possession in the attacking half. Angelina. Limos. Intercepted. Leon takes it. Smashes it from midfield. It bangs off of a defender. She gets another go at it, though. Tucks it through. Dali. Leon. Shoved to the surface. Free kick coming, and these are the kind of set pieces that San Diego need to capitalize on.
And good for San Diego, a variation of what they do. First, you try to go quickly. When that is turned down, then you have to find a way to regain possession. And here, Leon showing her veteran status, feeling a push in her back, drawing the foul. Now you set up for a set piece. And good targets for them. The 2 center backs in Trinity Armstrong, Kennedy Wesley have scored from set pieces already this season. It's not just that, it's typically the second wave, right, Michael? It's winning those, or at least challenging for the first ball and being prepared for what comes next after.
San Diego scored 4 times in the first 7 minutes. Dali tosses this up top. Lundqvist hooks wide. Morehouse watches it go, and it's a goal kick.
Good sneaky look there from San Diego. They opt to go short here. Dali has the ability to pick and choose what she wants in that spot. You just probably would want a left-footed player taking that shot from that distance, at least trying to challenge Morehouse, get a rebound, create a second opportunity in front of net.
Allie Watt chases. She's filled in nicely for Banda. Tucks this up top. Left-footed smash! Beats Horachich. Orlando strike. And on cue, you asked for it. Jackie Ovalle scores her first in the NWSL. Pride lead 1-0.
Want everybody on the Pride bench up on their feet, excited for Ovalle's first goal in NWSL, and it was a beauty. And it starts with Allie Watt stretching the line. And when you don't have a player like Barbara Band anymore, how do you utilize space properly? Well, you got to stretch. And here, it's Watt in that right space. She loves going in the channel on the right side, knowing that she can find that little gap between the defensive line and the midfield line. And look who it is, filling it so kindly. It's Jackie Ovalle drifting into this spot. Great first touch. Remarkable finish, 1-0 Pride on the road. Pretty good start for them.
Jackie Ovalle scored 136 times with Tigres in Liga MX. And she has her first in an Orlando Pride kit.
And a little bit of pride from the past. What we used to see with Barbara Banda before the injury is when you have a threatening forward and you can go in transition, it just creates space for players around you. And Watt just made the seams of that front line stretch so much that then Ovalle could come underneath. Really good positioning from her to fill in the gap. And it's not unlike the goals we've seen Pride score in the past, and something that, yes, they want to have a variation to what they do, but that's got to feel good for them to say, hey, we can still do it this way in a direct fashion without Barbara Banda.
Orlando this season is undefeated when they score first. 7 wins, no losses, no draw. They're the only team in the NWSL to not give away points when they score first. But they get this ball away. Long shot, punched by Morehouse, but it trickles across the line. Dudinia gets the equalizer in a blink of an eye, and we are off and rolling. 1-1, less than 10 minutes in.
Dudinia sees Ovalle score on her home field, and she says, hold my beer, let me get my first NWSL goal too. She picks this one off from distance, sees Morehouse is out. What a savvy finish from the young 20-year-old Brazilian. I love this from her. And for 2 teams that haven't scored in a while, they're making a statement here in the first 10 minutes.
Dudinia's first NWSL goal.
And hold my beer, but it's not a beer, she's only 20, so you know, it's a sparkling soda, it's a water, I don't know.
Non-alcoholic beer?
Non-alcoholic, yeah, you get it. You get what I'm saying.
Well, you put this together earlier. San Diego, just 7 goals in their last 9. 6 goals in the last 9 for Jordan, or for Orlando, rather. And yet, here we are, 1-1, less than 10 minutes in. This ball goes in, bounces off of one, and swept away. This match is brought to you by Tide, the official laundry care partner of the NWSL. Well, at the beginning of this match, we talked about how much of a scuffle it's been for these 2 teams to score. And we get into the game, and of course, these 2 teams not struggling to score here right in the first 10 minutes.
I like that. It's the opposite of the commentator's curse. We'll take that, right? But the thing that we were honing in on in the open is it's not without chances and opportunities and getting numbers into the final third. Yes, the San Diego goal comes from just being opportunistic and pressing well as a unit. But I think for both of these teams, they defend really well. They're typically hard to break down, but they've just been waiting for the dam to break when it comes to goal scoring.
Chases, Harachich has to throw this into the seats. Made her first start of the season last week. Started the last regular season match for Angel City in November of last year. Tricky little ball here. One touch and across it. Wesley clears only as far as Abello. Abello trickles. Give and go. Sams back to the wide side. Slingshot in. Headed away by Wesley. First corner of the match goes to Orlando.
I love when Sams gets into the attack because she did this so many times at Florida State, and there are moments with this Orlando team where she can pick off a ball, keep the pressure on, add numbers, and then it creates a little bit more space for Oyane to get the cross off.
Ovalle curls. Put it away this time around. Abello back on it, however. Dudinia makes it now 16 different goal scorers for San Diego. That's the most in the league. Kansas City had 18 last year, so this Wave team looking to make records of their own with all the options they have in the attack. And missing Gia Corley tonight, Savannah McCaskill tonight, Delphine Cascarino continues to be out, the team's leader in assists. Well, that's the next player up mentality for the Wave.
And I think that number of goal scorers also shows you how much they spread the ball around. They relied on a lot of players. I think Jonas Eidevall would be really happy if he had one player scoring bucket of goals, but not the case here in San Diego. Because they keep the ball and have such good possession numbers, it allows them to get players into advanced positions. And now 16 goal scorers, pretty good number. We'll see if they can match Kansas City.
Good give and go, but Ascanio runs into a blockade, and Abello flies it out. Angelina sweeps it away. These are two of the best defensive teams in the league as well. Orlando third, San Diego fifth fewest goals allowed this season. So you have two teams that entered struggling to find answers in terms of goal scoring against good defensive teams. But here we sit at the quarter-hour mark, tied at 1 apiece. Ovalle, the first ever Mexican international to score in the NWSL in the 8th minute. Dudinha, her first goal, comes in the 10th minute. We're level at 1 here in this 8th all-time meeting. Michael Watring, Jordan Angeli, and our team with you.
We haven't really seen Julie Doyle on the ball much, but she's tucked inside so far here, asking a lot of Lindqvist to come inside, ends up tripping her up. And this is where Orlando has been challenged all season, is teams typically, when Banda was playing, have not been giving them space in behind, so they've had to break down defenses either in a mid-block or a lower block. So how do they find the key that picks this lock? I think that's been the big question, and it's a little bit through how quick they can possess the ball. Can they move it a little bit quicker when it does get into those advanced positions? But also it's the runs in the box. I think they get into really good goal scoring opportunities, just don't have the correct outlets for that final pass.
This time Watt has her pocket picked. Dolly. Armstrong with space in front. Dolly threads the needle. Lundqvist pushes it off of the first. It hits off of Abello and rolls out. Now San Diego get a corner.
Well, just on the other side, I was talking about how I liked when Sams gets into those advanced positions, and here's Trinity Armstrong doing nearly the same thing, and it's Dali who slips the seam, eyes up for Lundqvist, trying to look for those runners at the back post. Does look like it went off the arm of Shivoshi, but her arm's tucked in. No handball there.
Dolly boomerangs it, bounces, comes out. Roby rifles high.
Man, if she's just leaning forward a little instead of leaning back, you think Mackenzie Roby at least challenges Morehouse with this shot. And this is exactly what she's supposed to do. At the top of the box, make sure nothing goes outside of her frame of reference, and then she just is leaning back slightly, always going up and over.
Another giveaway, this time off of a goal kick. Leon can't hold on. Watt. Lemos. Shivoshi. Too much on that as it rolls out. Seb Hines talked about this San Diego team. He said between the two 18s, they're absolutely phenomenal. But said that these are two similar teams, two teams that play very similar actions, but there's a risk and reward to high press. Can you be on the same page? And he said if you commit too many numbers forward, it can expose you in a counterattack.
Yeah, or even just like that. Armstrong dribbles past 4 players, and now look, there's options going forward.
And this is Roby. Roby tucks it in. Lundqvist. One touch. Shivoshi clears. And another corner for San Diego.
Lundqvist has been very active so far, and it's been mostly in the channel. Here she takes the internal run, and look at her just keep herself alive as the ball goes in beyond her. She's filling the gap, looking around, seeing if she can be an option. Roby does a good job to just play that ball on the ground. One of the things I love about San Diego is it doesn't really matter which role you fill. You know the roles of players. They know the roles of players around them, so they can move in and out of different situations, in and out of different
Fazer tosses it in. It had to be the right touch there from Sams. It goes out in the end, but San Diego again being aggressive in their attack.
Fazer just trying to get it back to the back post. It was a run of McNabb. Good press again from San Diego. Even better soccer.
I was just thinking that. Great job outletting it to the wide side. Lemos nudges it out wide. Numbers inside of the box. This cross goes in. Hard cheeks punches it out. Angelina slugs one wide left.
Great recognition from Orlando to see out San Diego, and it's squeezed to one side, so they go all the way to the opposite side, dragging numbers over that way. The cross doesn't get completed, but Angelina doing a good job from that deeper midfield position to try to make the most out of it. I mean, very similar attacks when you're watching these teams get forward.
And an entertaining opening 21 minutes. These teams met back in March in Orlando. It was a 2-1 Pride win. Marta had the game winner in the 76th minute on a penalty. She is out tonight. It is a challenging road swing for Orlando. They're here in San Diego tonight. They go to Mexico City for the CONCACAF W Champions Cup in a battle of the top two teams in Group A to face off against Club America. And then they go to Houston. And this is the first time in a regular season game they're without both Banda and Marta. And Seb Hines saying that this is an opportunity for some other players to step up and showcase their skill, because things are open right now for this Orlando side trying to right the ship and be strong down the stretch of the regular season.
But also opportunities, because you're going to have to rotate. You're going to Mexico City. The altitude alone is going to demand a lot out of these players.
Archich comes out, grabs it before Watt can get there.
And then you have to go to Houston. And yes, it's turning into fall, but it's still going to be a challenging game at the end of this 3-game road trip. So you're looking for players to step up, and Allie Watt being one of those players so far has done a good job of leading the line here tonight. Does a lot of work for them defensively, setting the tone, initiating the press, but also can she be better in target hold-up situations where if Orlando's trying to get out of the defensive third and San Diego has a lot of the ball, can Watt just provide an outlet, hold the ball, either draw a foul or connect with the players in behind her. It's one of the ways that she can continue to evolve her game here with Orlando, needing players to step up.
Seb Hines said that they've experimented a lot with her positioning, and it says a lot about her that she's willing to play a lot of different spots. Lundqvist swings it across. This time Morehouse catches it.
And Orlando's got to figure out what's going on over here on the left side for them, the right side for San Diego. It's Roby who's engaging with Abello, tucking her inside, and it's leaving a lot of freedom for Lundqvist to get forward.
Ovalle chases. Fazer is back defensively. Comes over, Wesley. No whistle for a foul. Orlando recover. Leon gets it back. Fazer. Advantage played. Numbers for it here for San Diego. Roby was the target. Fine intervention from Chavoshi.
This is going to be the next evolution of Fazer's game. A young French international coming over. But when you have that space in front of you, you better book it, because you're going to have a player like Haley McCutcheon, the captain tonight for Orlando, in her 152nd appearance in NWSL, who is going to be breathing down your neck. So it's just about turning the switch, elevating the tempo of play in those moments.
Watt comes away with a steal. Dances past Armstrong, looks for help. Sams charges. Gets it out wide. Abello. A giveaway. Ascanio takes it. Dudinha can't get it around. And a foul is whistled on Dudinha.
Neither one of these teams give up too much defensively, but both of those opportunities on each side felt like if you could get beyond that next line, it was going to be iffy, because Sams takes a risk here. On the other side, it was Wesley who takes a risk and comes into the midfield. Both of the sets of these center backs are very aggressive in the way that they jump passes or try to intercept, but also dribbling into that next line. So there will be chances in quick transition moments to occupy that space that they leave behind. I've already seen that a couple of times for both San Diego, once for Orlando.
Ascanio has the ball taken away by Angelina and Sams. Sams overlaps. Sams. Ovalle. Ovalle with that left foot. Has it knocked away. Ellie comes out of there with it. Lemos rescues. McCutcheon now presses. Lundqvist. Fazer. Brilliant build here. Lundqvist, though, has to reset with the press.
With this rebuild, it makes me think of what Jonas Eideval told us in our chat with him this week. He said, we're a team that wants to control transition moments. That didn't quite connect with Leon, and I think that was a good recognition of that, right? They play through that transition moment. They go nicely in possession, but then if it's not on, hey, we're in control here. We don't have to keep going without the numbers that we want. Lundqvist brings it back, connects, brings more players into advanced position so they can find the numbers that they want in higher spots. When you think about San Diego's game plan in that way, that they're trying to control those transition moments, makes it, I think it brings a fuller picture of what this Wave team has been able to do this year. They don't want to be a team going back and forth quickly. They've done a good job of in possession, but even out of possession with some of their pressing moments to mitigate transitions for the opposing team as well.
He emphasized that they need a variety in their attack. Can always cross or go centrally. They've been right side dominant for much of this season as well.
Yeah, it helps when you have Delphine Cascarino on the right side. That'd probably be right-sided dominant too.
Yane, Ovalle, back and forth. This is to your point earlier. Orlando have possession, but how do they break down this back line? Ovalle fires it across. Armstrong heads it away. Escanio to Leon. Frazer. Intercepted. Angelina. Ovalle. Lemos taps. Angelina. Yane. This match is brought to you by Tide, the official laundry care partner of the NWSL. At the half-hour mark of this matchup, we're level at a goal apiece. Orlando winless in its last 9. San Diego winless in its last 5. Jackie Ovalle, the first Mexican international to score for Orlando. And Dudinha, her first NWSL goal. Coming 2 minutes apart. The 8th minute for Ovalle, 10th minute for Dudinha. And we're tied up at 1. Angelina inside of the box. Crosses. Armstrong clears.
Well, that's one of the ways you can break down a team in a low block is just be patient, right? It was a switch from right to left and then back to the right side. And the gaps between the lines, those seams become a little bit bigger. Ends up being Trinity Armstrong reaching for a ball in the box that breaks everything apart. But I think there has to be a patience for Orlando in these moments, that it's okay to go laterally a couple of times just to break apart the San Diego team, who's tough defensively. They keep all their lines really tight and just have to work it around a few times.
Jonas Sandoval pointing out that the crosses were the biggest area defensively that they would have to deal with in this match against Orlando, something that the Pride have perfected. Now it looks like Didi Haracic is down. Just beyond the half-hour mark of this match. These two sides sitting above the playoff line, both sides with positive goal differentials, but you take a look at where they sat through the first 12 games of the season, free-flowing, good goal scoring, but their last 9 have scuffled a little bit. We talked about that. And even though both have scored tonight, we're seeing a little bit of that slump in this last 15 to 20 minutes of both teams trying to find solutions to the puzzles defensively that the opponents are giving.
Yeah, and it's difficult too because both these teams have lost some of their biggest chance creators. With Delphine Cascarino for San Diego, hasn't played for a couple of games. For Orlando, it's Barbara Banda, who's been out and will be out for the rest of the season. But you have to be able to take these opportunities that they have created in this game and challenge the goalkeeper. I think that's the biggest thing. They've been in the attacking third a good number of times. For Orlando, it's been 22 attacking third entries, but 1 shot on target, the 1 goal that they have. And so how do you take those final third entries into better goal scoring chances? I think that's what these teams are searching for right now.
Both coaches were asking those questions as well when we spoke with them, and here's how things sit. As it stands, you see San Diego with a win tonight. They would pull level with Gotham on the table. Meanwhile, Orlando, they could jump above San Diego with a regulation win here this evening. Conversely, you have all those teams looming down there as well. Houston's at Washington this weekend. That's a challenging matchup. There's Racing Louisville again in that picture. And I think every team at this point in the season just trying to catch fire with 5 matches to go. Take advantage of the chances that they have, because otherwise one of these teams at the bottom might be able to catch them.
It's silly season in NWSL. Expect that to change many, many times before the season is over. See, I told you it's still a season.
You can see through there. We won't have to call a game from one of those. Haracic, good to go. So we're back in action here with about 10 minutes to go in this first half. Level at 1 apiece. Doyle charges. Doyle looks. McCutcheon now from the top of the 18-yard box back towards midfield.
And look at San Diego saying, all right, write this down. We're going to sit this. They're not even putting pressure on the center backs 10 yards into their own defensive half. So compact from San Diego, and it pays off.
From a turnover, now into the attack as the rush begins. Dolly runs into Ovalle, however. Pokes it through and can't get it across. It's Dolly. McCutcheon is all over her. Armstrong pushes. Armstrong still on the ball. Roby circles. Roby crosses. Sams punches it out.
That's an excellent cross from where Mackenzie Roby was to get her hips around it back to the 6. There has to be a variety in the runs that are in the middle of the box. Yes, that near post run is important, but who's trailing? Who can be that late runner to fill the gap? Because that ball was asking to be put in the back of the net, Michael. Come on, somebody tap me in.
Tomorrow, the playoff push continues as Ion's doubleheader gets started with Racing Louisville hosting Giselle Thompson in Angel City, followed by Bay welcoming the Utah Royals. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Ion. How about Utah on the way that they're playing right now?
That was so fun to watch. I'd like Utah to do that for a full season.
Yes, I'm sure Jimmy Coonrod would like to do the same thing. San Diego have won the possession battle in every match this season, but it's Orlando controlling the ball now. Leon has that ball off of her back, but she was in an offside position.
But you're seeing why San Diego's okay with giving up some of the possession. Because if they can get Orlando in this expansive shape, they think they have the threats with Leon Ascanio just floating right underneath Leon, going in transition. Because as this game plays out, watch the space between Sams and Shavoshi at times. It's a really big gap between those two center backs.
Good ball here, Dolly. Leon gallops, tries to cut back, but the rookie Shavoshi does well, and a foul is whistled. Morehouse makes the save regardless, but that's a fine play by the 22-year-old out of Wake Forest.
Right when I was saying that gap gets big, San Diego goes right through it, and this is between the two center backs. Nice little up, back, and through. And Shavoshi does a good job of covering the space, and then this tackle has to be perfect. It's with her front foot. Leon's trying to cut back across to her right. Just gets a little toe on it. Another good tackle on the other end. But that is the space that San Diego has been threatening as Orlando gets expansive.
Good tackle by Lundquist.
Yeah, perfect. Gets the ball. Doyle gets tripped afterwards. It's not gonna feel good, but it was a really good tackle.
Ryan just loses that ball. Watt gets a piece of it, but can't hold on. Dolly has it. Rips it across the field. Lundqvist. Armstrong. Roby tries to thread the needle. Instead, Morehouse picks it up.
She gets a thumbs up, though, from Dolly, who's making that run right through the middle of Orlando. Just the details. The weight of the pass has to be slightly less. Let Dolly run onto it. Don't lead her in that space because you're running into the box, right? It's easy for a goalkeeper to then come, eat that space up, pick the ball up, change possession.
Doyle held on to it. Gives it away, however. Ascanio. Fazer. Armstrong. San Diego flex. Armstrong still has it. Nobody stops her. She rips it across. Dudinia pokes it back, and that's another good ball in the middle. Nobody's there to get to it.
From her head. It's exactly what you need to do in that moment, and Orlando trying to counter that with great transition in the opposite direction if it weren't for Krista McNabb. But I love the patience from Armstrong to just get her head up. But where's that next level? I think it has to be Ascanio there, or Dali. One of the two players at the top of the box has to make a commitment to get to the penalty spot. Bring that additional layer to the attack for San Diego. And Dudinia's looked way better in this game, playing as a left winger than she did in that previous game against Portland. Has kept herself much wider, traditionally a center forward, so of course she's going to want to drift in, but just that space and gap has helped San Diego in the way that they're attacking. Very much improved.
The Brazilians still needing time to assimilate to this country, so you have to think about that. But she has done a nice job here this evening. Now it's Orlando's turn. Doyle. Abello, plenty of space in front of her. Four Pride players within a couple yards of each other. Dudinia off of Sams. Sams keeps it in. Fazer, Dolly. This is brilliant from San Diego. Dudinia. Fazer. Armstrong. Armstrong rotates across over Dudinia's head.
That was the right ball, though, because Dolly had found a seam between Oyane and Sams. Just Armstrong gets her foot around the right side of the ball, and it ends up curling back towards the runners instead of dipping in behind the back line. This is not what Seb Hines is gonna want to see. Julie Doyle down. They've already struggled with injuries this year. Doyle has struggled with injuries. And in a part of season where they're in a couple of different competitions, you have to rely on your depth. You need as many players as available as possible.
Almost no team in the world can overcome when their best goal scorer, a world-class talent, goes out. And then you couple that with the other injuries that they've dealt with throughout this season. And so Hans admitted he has to manage minutes. He has to think about that at this point in the year, playing in that CONCACAF competition. And this year, he's focused on the questions that they've had to find solutions to. He said they've spent so much time as a coaching staff asking a variety of questions, trying to understand how to get this team into the best position to play their best soccer. And at times, not finding the exact answers, but he said, in the end, there's still a belief within this group to do what they need to do. And you see what Barbara Banda has done for this team. They are undefeated when she scores. She's either scored or assisted on 44% of the team's goals since she joined the team at the beginning of last year. Just such an impactful player. I mean, nobody can overcome that, but here's Orlando sitting in a playoff spot as it sits and trying to end the year strong and just get into the dance.
And for Seb Hines and this coaching staff, they've tried multiple things. Do we give the team less information? Do we give them more information? Do we only talk about the positives? Do we highlight the negatives? He said they have been trying to do everything that they can to get back on the tracks that they have been. And they're relying on leadership like Haley McCutcheon, like Emily Sams in the back line, even Allie Watt up front. These are players who have had experience in this league. And can they be just the stability that this team needs, right? With the injuries, with players in and out of the lineup, they've been able to rely on players like that. It's not easy when you're in those moments as a squad. You are just waiting for that win. It's been 9 games without a win for Orlando, and they are desperate for it. And it feels like once you get that, when I've been on teams like that, once you get that one win, it's just like everything falls off your shoulders and you're back, you're fine again. But man, right now when they are pressing for it, it feels like it can feel like you're never going to get there.
Yeah, and this game's a great example. You get the goal early on the road here in California, and you really can't even finish your celebration until Dudinha equalizes less than 2 minutes later. 4 minutes of first half stoppage time. Will either team add to their scoring here in this first half and go into the locker room with a lead? Armstrong, a lengthy dribble, and throws it right behind the backside of Lundqvist.
Better though in the channel from Orlando over there. It looks like Abello's taking a little bit of a wider route, trying to deal with Lundqvist, not leave it for the winger to track all the way back.
It's a foul whistled on Ascanio.
Ascanio's doing the work here to get pressure on the ball, trying to win it back. And as she steps, it's just a little awkward there with her leg between Abello's legs. Ends up fouling Abello.
Talked about the season droughts that both sides are on. San Diego haven't won a home match since May. They're winless in their last 6 at home. They've given up a bunch of goals here on this pitch. 17. They've only given up 8 road goals. It's almost head-scratching to think about how much better they are on the road defensively than they are here at home. But a lot of that does go to the possession numbers that they have in totality, but they are losing the possession battle for the first time all season perhaps here tonight, 55-45.
Just speaking to the defensive work too, in the last couple of games they've opted with 3, I would say, center backs, and McNabb, Armstrong, and Wesley opting not to utilize Pearl Maroney from the start. And Maroney gives you so much in the attack, but because of her advanced position, there is space on that left side for opponents to be able to attack, and that's exactly what you don't want this Orlando team to do. So the stability that they've created defensively has really helped San Diego in these last couple of games, bringing in Krista McNabb and all of the experience she has.
Will Orlando have the final say in this first half? Ovalle scored the opener in the 8th minute. Can't hold on to this. Fazer gets it out.
Fazer's been good. Simple. Following, tracking runners, but then keeping the ball. Either 1 or 2 touch, making sure that pass connects has helped with a lot of the transition moments from defense to offense through a lot of pressure from Orlando. Just her 3rd start. I'm sure Renna Seideval, looking on from the sideline, is excited what they have with her signed through 2027.
It's a very young San Diego team.
It is very young.
A lot of bright spots for the future. The The goal scorer tonight, Dudinia at 20. First half whistle blows, and we're level at 1. And Jordan, do you think both coaches at this point are satisfied with what they've seen through 45 minutes?
I think they'll be happy. Satisfied feels like a deeper word to me, because I think both of them will think that there were chances that went wanting, right? That there were opportunities for both teams to be able to not just have one goal, but multiple goals. I think they'll be happy with some of the defensive performances, especially San Diego and how compact they've been. But I think that satisfied at the end of this game is the team with 3 points, because both these teams need that right now where they're at in the playoff push.
It was a strong start for both teams, but in the end, neither side tallies a shot in the final 20-plus minutes of the first half. So we're tied 1 apiece here at halftime between San Diego and Orlando, as we're now joined by Kenza Dali. Kenza, appreciate the time. Walk me through what you saw at the high press and the goal from Dudinia.
Yeah, I think this is something we work on. We try to get pressure on them. After 15 minutes, we stop doing that, and that's where they have the opportunity. So we need to be so much higher and don't give like the possession.
Kenza, going into the second 45, you guys are at home. You haven't won at home in a while. What's going to be the difference maker for you guys to get 3 points?
I think it's use the space that they give it to us between the line. We need to be like clean with the ball, as we say technically, and like don't get them the transition, and we can hurt them after.
Kenza, appreciate the time. Best of luck in half 2.
Thank you.
Kenza Dali on the field. Let's see if San Diego do make those adjustments, or will it be Orlando? We're tied at 1. 2 games already in the books tonight. We'll look back at the highlights from our early evening action next.
Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
Halftime in San Diego, a 1-1 tally, and it was a hot start to this matchup between San Diego and Orlando. Michael and Jordan back with you, and these two teams were struggling to find goals, but in short order, both teams scored, starting with Jackie Ovaye's first NWSL goal.
We're used to NWSL After Dark starting a little bit later than the 8th minute of the game, and Seb Hines is really happy with this because it's a quick transition goal, and because of the space that was created by Ali Watt's run, Ovaye could just drift inside onto her preferred left foot, place it far post. Then what, 2 minutes and 10 seconds later, I think technically that's how much separated these two goals. It's the high press that Kenza Dali was just telling us about, and Adriana Leon goes and presses Morehouse. Good awareness from Dudinia to cut off the passing seam, and then know that the goal is wide open. 2 first-time goal scorers in NWSL, and for pretty good stat there for 1 shot on goal and 1 goal each.
6 shots for San Diego, 4 shots for Orlando, but neither side took a shot after the 21st minute in the first half of this game. It was such a good start, but then both sides couldn't find that finishing pass to find a shot at the end of the first half. We're at the break here in San Diego, tied at 1. More to come when we return. Each team scores in the opening 10 minutes, and we're level at the break between San Diego and Orlando. Michael and Jordan back with you here for this matchup, and everybody was wondering when Gotham would turn things around. Well, they have now won 4 of their last 5 as Midge Purse gets things started.
And they've added to their roster. Purse is back, Lavelle is healthy, and this is what you get. Jaden Shaw coming into the fold. What a combination play to find Rose Lavelle. But does she add a little roll here? Little Rose roll? Yep, she does. Because only Rose Lavelle could do that. Big win for Gotham, 3-0 over Portland.
Meanwhile, Kansas City continues to do current things. Dabinia with a blast.
And that little leg.
Scoreless streak comes to an end. 4-1 winners, 870 minutes without conceding. Chicago now eliminated. 2 matches tomorrow. Racing in Angel City is a big one. Washington can clinch a playoff berth with a victory. What do you look for this weekend? What excites you?
I'm looking at the games that have teams in playoff position. So Racing Angel City, I think, is going to be really interesting. But that Seattle Reign, North Carolina Courage, if Courage can get a win off of Seattle, who are a few spots above them, they really start to make things interesting in NWSL as the season's about to end.
2 points separate them between 7th and 8th. We're tied at 1 at the half. Second half kick is next. 10th minute as San Diego and Orlando are level at the break. 45 more minutes to go, and one of these 2 teams hoping that tonight is the night that they end extended winless runs. 9 for Orlando, 5 for San Diego. And we are just about ready to start the second half. Jordan Fusco comes in. She replaces Mackenzie Roby for San Diego, and Carson Pickett comes in replacing Julie Doyle for Orlando. So 1 change per side at halftime. And the second half kicks here in San Diego, tied at 1 in the 8th all-time meeting between San Diego and Orlando. Michael Wattrang, Jordan Angeli, and the rest of our team with you. Hope you can come in and stay a while with us here to end this matchup on this Friday. 3 matches all told in the NWSL here to kickstart week 22. Scanio punches at it. Lundqvist makes the turn. It trickles in and McCutcheon clears. Watt. McNabb. Chance to restart here. Ovalle scored in the 8th. Dudinha in the 10th. And here is Dudinha. Dudinha stops. McNabb. Fazer. Neither side had a shot in the final 25 minutes of that first half. What adjustments do you want to see from these 2 teams?
Well, it feels like San Diego's coming out of the halftime with a little bit more energy. Something that Jonas Eidevall said in that Portland match, he was really pleased with how they started the game, the energy that they had. And I would say the same for this game. It just dwindled off as the half went on. So can they be on the front foot, be the instigators? You're at home. Set the tempo of the game. And so now you're going to see some changes. Fusco comes into the middle of midfield, play more of an attacking 10 role, and it's going to push Ascanio wide. And I think that Ascanio in that wide spot is going to actually really help San Diego as Fusco fouls Ovalle here. It's a little too much on that challenge. But Ascanio wants to tuck inside and become almost a dual 10 in moments, and that's going to allow Lundqvist to get up the field, continue to create and play make from an advanced position.
Orlando had more of the ball in that first half. In the second half this season, Orlando have scored 17 times. More than half of their goals for the year have come after halftime. Chavoshi. Oyane. Angelina. There's Pickett. Rolls this right into the path of McCutcheon. Armstrong over to defend. McCutcheon off of Armstrong, rolls out, corner kick Orlando.
But we didn't see that rotation from Orlando in the first half, getting McCutcheon into that advanced channel. I'm interested to see with that switch for Orlando how Carson Pickett can add to their attack, because she also has a really good early service.
Valle across. Once again, nobody in that area for either team.
Speaking of early service, if you're going to send it in there, make sure your teammates are ready.
Valle first the left foot, now on the left wing. Angelina. Wesley heads it away. Angelina commits the foul. Quick restart. Fusco. Only Wave player down here. Does well to get it over to Ascanio. Lays it off Leon. Twirls. Lundqvist off of Pickett. Trickles out. Corner kick. Third of the match for San Diego.
San Diego did a good job in the first half of getting out with numbers in transition. And even there, the numbers weren't there, but they beat Orlando to that second wave. Bringing in Lundqvist on the far side.
It falls loose, and it somehow misses the target.
But that's a goal for San Diego. At the beginning of the year, they 100% score that. I like this little play because it just gives a different angle, and so it can be an out-swinging ball. Personally, as an attacker, I liked an out-swinging ball because you could judge the trajectory of it a little bit easier, meet it with confidence. It ends up falling to Armstrong, who's just leaning back for her shot.
Dudinha dances, drills. Labello mishits, does clear, but concedes another corner. And now here's San Diego pushing the tempo, trying to get the go-ahead goal.
I love the poise from Dudinha. A poor turnover here. Dudinha picks it up yet again. And then she just says, all right, I'll beat you. Maybe not here? Nope. Let me go here. Such Brazilian with her footwork.
Corner kick in. Morehouse knocks it away. Dudinha brings it in rather than take the volley. Now does curl it and miss wide.
Some bright spots from Dudinha in this game. That same corner kick, and it's challenging Morehouse here. She comes into traffic, can't clear it properly. Felt like Dudinha needed to dish the ball to somebody. 360 is hard to end up getting something on goal, but maybe she saw the goals earlier from her fellow Brazilians and said, all right, if Dudinha and Bia can do that, I can do something special too.
Orlando push. Ovalle again on this right-hand side. Ovalle rips this across. It's a good header that time around from McCutcheon into the hands of Haracic.
It's excellent from Haracic here, because Ovalle tees it up on her left foot, doesn't opt to go to the end line, which I think is perfect for her. So then she can float this ball to the back post. McCutcheon drifting out wide, and Haracic does a good job, because if she doesn't get that, it's Ali Watt right behind her. I think you're starting to see Ovalle more comfortable in the channel here, because last game she went to the end line so many times, it almost pigeonholes her to utilizing her right foot. She stays a little bit closer to the 18. She has options to get a cross off with her left where she can find, seems like drop it on a dime wherever she wants.
Speaking of dropping it on a dime, it's Pickett out in front. Pickett scorches the strings. Orlando regain the lead. It's 2-1.
Okay, Carson Pickett. I like this. She's been playing in an advanced position as a winger. And Oyane just takes a little glimpse, sees Ali Watt. I don't even think she's seeing Carson Pickett there with the ball. But when you play it in behind a high back line, there's options. And as this goes beyond Watt, Pickett, first time, right foot, back of the net. Nice, steady finish from the veteran. And I love that ball from Oyane. second goal on the year for Pickett. Oyane getting another assist. This Pride team, we'll see if they can hold out for the next 2 minutes and not give up another goal after taking the lead.
Madison Pickett didn't score her first career goal until her 107th match. It's the most ever in NWSL history before the first ever goal. And now she has 2 this year, 5 in the last 4 seasons. How about that from Orlando? We saw the turnover lead to a goal for San Diego. This time it's a giveaway, and it is a flawless pass from Oyane.
Yeah, so nice. 2 true outside backs connecting there. I know Pickett is playing in a more advanced position, but those 2 work on that all of the time. That ball bending back to runners in the box from various distances.
And as you mentioned, can Orlando maintain this advantage? Escanio, Dolly. Orlando had only scored 5 goals during their 9-match winless run. They hadn't led in any of those 9 matches, and now they have their second different lead of the night.
Which last year, I think they were in like double digits for how many minutes in the season they hadn't led, like 48 minutes or something. They always scored the first goal. They set the tone. And this team is learning a lot about themselves this season, how they manage the ups and downs, how they get themselves out of a rut. One of the most difficult runs we've seen from a defending champion in NWSL history.
Talk about instant impact as well, with Pickett coming in less than 10 minutes after being a halftime sub and scoring. You mentioned that drought. It's the second longest drought by a reigning champ in NWSL history. Washington, of course, in 2022 had that 16-match run. It might tonight be the end of the line for that for the Pride. And this could be a really good week for Orlando.
Yeah.
If they can go to Mexico City and take out Club America and surge to the top of Group A in the CONCACAF W Champions Cup. Seb Hines said that there's still a lot of belief, still a lot of togetherness throughout this process of this year. This is a team that won their first 4 matches of the season. It felt like business as usual, but since that point, only 4 wins in their last 17 since April 19th. But here they are, still in a position to make the playoffs, and perhaps after tonight, if they can win this matchup, they could rise as high as 4th. Oyane tracks it down. Ovalle. Angelina back out. Oyane curls it across. Watt was there again. Archie has to get her hands on that before Watt is there.
Some confusion here in the channel for San Diego, just who's going to track a runner. Ends up being a lot of work for Dudinia getting to this spot. Hadicic getting to the near post right in front of Ali Watt yet again.
This match is brought to you by Tide, the official laundry care partner of the NWSL. Good steal, Angelina. Pickett, McCutcheon gets it back, splits 2, McCutcheon mashes, but can't put it on frame.
Good press, though, and it's Ali Watt who sets the press and says, if I'm going to go, you guys better follow behind me. And so Angelina picks up the seconds. That ball trying to get between the seams there. McCutcheon's going to wish she had the ball just a little bit out from her stance when that shot happened, but some good moments from Orlando on the defensive side, high up the field.
San Diego looking for a leveler. McCutcheon defends well. Abello comes out. Just the second time since June 7th that Orlando have scored 2 goals in a match. At the 1 hour mark, they have the advantage. Here on the road against San Diego, looking to sweep the season series for the first time.
But now down a goal, San Diego's going to have to look for Kenza Dali. The game really flows the way that Dali flows. If she can get on the ball, dictate the tempo at which they play, they seem to be successful. And it's a much more challenging task for Dali in tonight's game than it has been throughout the rest of the season. There's been 5 players on this San Diego team who have played in every single one of the game, while Savannah McCaskill next to Dali is typically there. She's one of those players who's held it down next to Dali, and they've had a real good comfort level with who's going to go, who's going to stay. But I think really Dali needs to find the ball more.
Here she is, tossing this in. Headed only as far as McNabb. Fazer splits 2. And Armstrong to the left, can't get it over there, however. How much has not just the absence of McCaskill, but the absence of Gia Corley on yellow card suspension impacted this San Diego side, do you think, tonight?
Both a lot. For McCaskill, it's been her best, in my opinion, her best year in NWSL. She just has really affects the game both on the defensive side and the offensive side. So you lose a little bit of that poise in the middle of midfield. And then Corley sets the tone, pressing. I think Fusco does a good job there, but as that 10, you can really decide when you're going to go press a center back, and that's something that Corley does really well. And it ends up San Diego winning the ball back time and time again near half field because of the pressing that Corley does in those opportune moments high up on the field.
Lee springs Dudinha. Already has a goal in this match. Dudinha, so good in 1v1s. Nudges this across. Hefty touch from Fusco. Her shot gets blocked away. Dali eyes another cross. That's to the middle of the field. McCutcheon, excellent defending.
Yeah, those two have had a good battle back and forth here tonight. McCutcheon is right on Dali's back every time she seemingly gets the ball.
McNabb. Good play here from Fusco. Tucks it across. Able to get it to a teammate.
Great run from Fusco. We haven't seen a 10 do that, get in behind the back line. It looks like in moments, Fusco's almost playing as a dual 9 along that back line along the back line next to Leon.
Now Ali Watt is down, holding on to that right ankle.
Fusco talking to Becky Tweed, getting some more information about how she can more effectively find the ball But it feels like in these last few minutes, Michael, San Diego's settled back in, getting a little bit more, getting more chances to high press and regain within their own half. Which that's where they've dominated this year, is through possession, finding ways to create chances through lots of numbers forward and having the ball for long periods of time.
We entered the night where Orlando perhaps was in a position where they could drift below the playoff line pending results elsewhere. But now they sit in 4th if this result holds, and San Diego have dipped down to 6th. I don't think we'll ever have a grasp of the standings until the final whistle blows for the season, because trying to do this math hurts my head.
I like it. It's so fun. This is why we all love NWSL, isn't it?
Everybody has a chance here at the end of the season to try to make this push to the postseason. San Diego sitting in 6th, but once again, how tight it is. Leon lays it over. Ascanio blasts. Morehouse is there to catch it.
Much more direct here. But Armstrong, when she's given space there, she's going to find the right pass. Like that quick little combination. There's Ascanio tucking inside, almost as a 10 right next to Leon.
Watt back on the pitch. Dali arcs this to the sky. Fusco was trying to get in there, couldn't get there in time.
But some of those plays, when San Diego goes direct through the lines, they play that ball through with Armstrong, it speaks to what Kenza Dali said at halftime. Whatever they're giving us, let's just play that. If they're giving us, if they're going to go man-to-man in the midfield and there is a passing lane that can go straight to our 9, let's take that option and get as close to our goal as possible. If they're going to let us drag them out of the channel and we can have an overload there, let's do that.
Watt with the flag staying down. Armstrong makes the tackle.
That recovery run?
Flag is up for offside.
Wow. Yes, offside, but super impressed by Armstrong. How quickly she got back to make a challenge.
Armstrong was the 2024 U.S. Soccer Young Female Player of the Year. And that just adds to the youth movement here in San Diego.
Very impressed with Armstrong in her rookie season. I think should be up there in Rookie of the Year conversations. Played a big role for San Diego. And there's so much upside to her. I think a good position to have a young American center back. Not much there from Oyane on Dudinia.
It was enough for a foul, as our center referee. Fazer can't get it away. Watt waits. This time it's a foul. Lemos gets taken down.
Yeah, but those are the moments where you expect Kenza Dali to complete the pass. She just puts Fazer, we would call it a hospital ball. It's just rolling softly. You kind of got a challenge for it, but if you go in too hard, the results seem to be devastating, and it ends up being a turnover towards Orlando, and then you're chasing.
Here's Ovalle, right foot this time. Gets a corner out of it. Ovalle stands on top. Ovalle slingshots it across. That one nearly went into the net. Archich got just enough to guide it away.
Ovalle saying, Olympico? But is it Hadicic? I think it's Armstrong who gets a flick at the far post. I don't know if Hadicic gets a hand on that. Great work by the 18-year-old center back to make sure she's got her goalkeeper's back. There's no post player back there, so she has to protect the space in beyond Hadicic. Save of the week?
That was pretty good.
It's really
that was pretty good right there. Good eyes by you as well. Corner from the other side in. Pickett misses it. McCutcheon was trying to spin around to get it. It rolls back out for another corner from Orlando. Lemos and Avalle over there. Into the box, this one goes. Pickett nudges at it. Fazer has it. Leon. Out-muscled that time by Shavoshi. "20 minutes to go. Orlando looking to snap a 9-match winless run here tonight. Goals from Ovalle and Pickett. Dudinha has the lone goal for San Diego.
Well, there has to be in these last 20 minutes, maybe with 15 left, San Diego has to set their lines up and get more pressure on the ball, because Orlando will do this for 20 minutes if they could. Just play it around, no pressure on them. They don't need to advance. They don't have to stretch themselves too much because they're already winning by a goal. So when does San Diego decide, hey, we got to change things up here and get back on the front foot?
Orlando have managed the game much better since they took the lead for the second time tonight.
Yes. I'm sure that was a talking point at halftime. Mr. Sub Hines.
Let's see what Ovalle does this time. He only scored from the last corner. Ovalle boomerangs. Punch that, rolling in. Watt right into the body of Haracic.
Yeah, it looked like Watt was offside there. So even if it would have gone in, I think it would have been called back.
It's going to be Simone Charlie and Summer Yates coming in. Lemos and Watt are coming out. And Kira Carusa replaces Adriana Leon for San Diego.
Well, Carusa is going to be different than Leon in the fact that she's going to want the ball at her feet, a little bit better of a target player. So then it's, for San Diego, it's about who's getting in beyond her. For San Diego, they need to hold the ball up more. They need to find the ball between lines. So can Carusa be that as McNabb looking for right away?
Ovalle. Another takeover, lays it back for Sams. The 2025 NWSL Championship will be held at PayPal Park in San Jose, California. NWSL Championship will air live in prime time on CBS on Saturday, November 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are on sale now and available on Ticketmaster. For more info, please visit nwslsoccer.com. Ovalle searching, nearly got a piece of that, but Wesley does get it away.
That's a massive tackle by Wesley, putting her body on the line to make sure that stays in front of her.
Dudinha lays it right in the path of Fusco. Curls it around on the back post. Lundqvist no look. Escadio! Morehouse stymies. Second go, blocked away again. Fazer from distance. Dali smashes. Morehouse a second stop.
No way this doesn't go in. It almost looks exactly the same as Orlando's goal. Early cross in behind the back line. It goes past Carusa, but Lundqvist keeps it alive. One shot saved. Then it's a block here from Shivoshi. Fazer's shot gets blocked again from Shivoshi. My goodness, Orlando standing on their heads trying to keep this lead alive. I would imagine they're just making sure nothing hit an arm there with all of the shots that were blocked. Whew.
That was as good of a charge as San Diego have had all night long.
Yeah.
They complete the check. Nothing illegal in the box. Excellent defending from Orlando, but now tasked with a corner. Dali drills across. And right back where it came from. McCutcheon saying that it should be a throw, and indeed it is. Dali crosses once more. Morehouse this time up to clutch.
And all of this starts from the press from Carusa about a minute before this to get the throw in, and then San Diego can bring numbers forward. And it's shot after shot, opportunity after opportunity. They just can't find enough wiggle room to find the back of the net, and you can see what it feels like to be Kenza Dali in that moment, just feeling like there's a force field in front of the net. But here's where San Diego have to be a little bit better. Now there's only 15 minutes left. You have to go start pressing, win the ball back, force Orlando into difficult situations where they get a little bit more stretched.
This match is brought to you by Tide, the official laundry care partner of the NWSL. Is that a moment that builds confidence for the San Diego side? They had gone 275 minutes without a goal at home until Dudinha scored in the 10th minute. They've put up now 13 shots in the game. Yates dribbles, recovers, crosses. McNabb touches it last. We've had our fair share of corners here in the second half.
It kind of feels like the game is going in waves for both teams, but also the way that they're attacking. It was a number of corner kicks for San Diego, or for Orlando, then it goes down. I guess it was only one corner kick and a throw in, but the way that they're creating, just fluctuating back and forth.
Ovalle across, slices it. We mentioned these two teams are very similar in how they want to go about things, and I think that has been true here tonight. Can Orlando get its first win since early June? It has the go-ahead goal for now. Yates watches that one roll across the chalk and out for a goal kick. Well, there's nothing better than the last 15 to 20 minutes of an NWSL match. Buckle up for the finish line of this one. Dali nearly took that ball away. Can't hold on to it, though. Yates won't get there before Armstrong. Ascanio. Dali. As Lundqvist unlocks that right-hand side. Lundqvist loops. Sams heads it away.
The hesitation there from Lundqvist trying to find the right option is exactly what San Diego needs. When you do get into these advanced positions, you can't force it right now. Don't be over-eager, have patience. It just takes one opportunity, one good shot, one good look on frame to be the difference maker.
Carusa tries to get it back for Ascanio.
Like even that, Carusa, take 2 touches and make sure that pass connects. You don't want to be too rushed in the way that you play in the final third.
Lundqvist blows by the first. Dolly, Lundqvist. Off the defender, back for Dolly. First to cut back. Dolly still with it. Fazer. And impactful this evening. McNabb. Now Dudinya. He's been terrific on this left side. Dudinya stopping, starting, hooking, headed into the pause, however, of Morehouse from Carusa.
Carusa does really well with this because the way this ball is floated in, Carusa's going back. She's a little too far in front of it, so she's going back, almost fading away, trying to get enough power on it to dip it over Morehouse. But better from San Diego. Once they get into the attacking third, they have numbers in advanced positions. They've been susceptible in this season, giving up 7 goals in the last 15 minutes. So they also have to be good in rest defense to make sure they don't give up another one.
Ascanio. Chavoshi. A good shift tonight. Fazer. Lundqvist. Sides are going to use changes right now. For Orlando, it's going to be Corey Dyke and Viviana Villacorta coming in. They replace Angelina and Oyane. San Diego's change is going to be Pearl Maroney replacing Kimi Ascanio.
Some defensive ability with Corey Dyke, Villacorta coming in. Just giving some fresh legs for this Orlando team as they try to manage the last 8-9 minutes of this game. And then you bring in Pearl Maroney if you're San Diego because she can help you so much on the left side. Getting forward, her ability to find the final pass. It looks like they're making sure that Wesley is okay before they make that final sub.
They haven't officially decided whether or not it'll be Ascanio or Wesley that it comes out.
And apologize, it's not a final sub. This is their 3rd sub. They used that halftime window, so they still have one more window after this, does San Diego. And we've talked a lot about the injuries on Orlando, but San Diego only suited 19 players today. 2 of them on the bench are goalkeepers in Hillary Beal and Kaylin Sheridan. They have injuries that have really hurt them when it comes to the choices that they've been able to make. Jonas Eidevall said, I hope this is the hardest team selection I have to make because of that. And that this is not the time of season that you want to see that, right? You want everybody to be available, or as many players as possible, as you're scrapping and searching for results and points to get yourself higher on the table.
Tomorrow, the playoff push continues as Zion's doubleheader gets started with Racing Louisville hosting Giselle Thompson and Angel City, followed by Bay welcoming the red-hot Utah Royals. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on ION.
Well, last year, this is where the Pride made their name. They didn't give up goals late in games. They held 1-goal leads. They really held it together, and you could see Carson Pickett talking to the group there. I would imagine saying things about keeping focus, making sure that they do all the little things right as they try to manage the end of this one.
And to your point, last year versus this year, Orlando have given up 3 goals after the 86th minute since August 21st. That's a part of the reason why they've been in the drought that they're in, is end-of-game situations. They've conceded goals that have changed results, and they're trying to avoid that here tonight in California.
And there's Pearl Maroney. She'll come in, and I would imagine it looks more like a 3-back with Maroney and Lundqvist now as wingbacks pushing up higher on the field.
Nice touch by Fusco.
Actually looks like they're just going to play Trinity Armstrong up top because of her ability in the air. Can they send in some more crosses, see if she can get her head on the ball?
Charlie can't keep the ball in play. And now Wesley is back on the field. So she goes in that central defender spot. Lundqvist and McNabb flank her. Carusa. McNabb. Over the top, chasing after it, Fusco. Fusco hits it across, off of the redirect. Only as far as Vizer. Maroney puts her head in the mix. McNabb comes back and takes it. Fusco. 2 defenders there. McNabb, Maroney. McNabb lofts it in, the header from Carusa, and Morehouse has it read well again.
Great reach and range here from Morehouse, because this ball in from McNabb is exactly what she needed to do. There's no pressure on the ball, runners inside the box, 2 really good targets, dips it right over the head of Sams. Carusa does as much as she can to try to fade it back to the back post.
Carusa called for the foul. She doesn't like the whistle. Charlie makes the turn, tries to cut back. Wesley defends well. McNabb clears.
That pressure from Yates is going to go unnoticed, but it gives Orlando a throw-in. Deep in their own half, they're winning by a goal. It's work that's off the ball. Not a lot of people will recognize, but it's something that Summer Yates is probably disappointed. She hasn't scored as many goals as she did last year, is not contributing to the goal scoring. But when you keep doing that, the little things, the simple things to set the tone for your team, good things are going to happen. And that's a big moment for Yates there to keep the pressure on San Diego.
Good touch. Fusco pulls away, maintains her balance. Armstrong the target. Sam's back and recovers.
Well, Philly played advantage there, but Fusco definitely got fouled. Should be a yellow card just for the tug that she had on her back, and she's still able to get away. She's been really bright coming in at halftime. Young player, only played 24 minutes before this. Now played a full 45 and looking like she's getting more and more comfortable. Lundqvist.
This is midfield. San Diego eye an equalizer. Dali. Dali looks for space, tucks it in. Armstrong was the target. Chavoshi erases. Lundqvist again. Darts past Yates. Tosses it around. Chavoshi again. What a match it's been for her. And Lundqvist called for the handball.
Oh, that's... Doesn't hit her arm. Yeah, it's right next to her body. I feel like that was a tough... You know, the ball's kicked straight up into her arm. And you can see Jonas Eidevall trying to get a couple of his subs, and McMahon and Arias pumped and ready to go. They need a difference maker here.
They're taking out one of their difference makers tonight. Dudinha, first career goal in the 10th minute, put in a good shift. Wesley coming out as well for that duo. And we hit the 90th minute, now into stoppage time of this matchup with Orlando leading 2-1. Michael Watring, Jordan Angeli, and the rest of our team with you here tonight. Only 4 minutes of extra time. We've had 31 total second half stoppage time goals this season. Orlando is the only team this year that has not given up a second half stoppage time goal. Haracic.
Pride fans are going to like that stat that you just read out.
And also lead the league in goals scored in stoppage time with 4 of them. Tied with Kansas City. Fusco across. Headed straight to the ground. Sam slices out. Lundqvist.
Oh, great pass.
Ali unlocks, rolls it in. Trying to get a redirect there was Carusa. Doesn't get enough on it. Morehouse smothers.
Yeah, everyone's thinking, though, that as that ball goes back to Lundqvist, she's going to go wide, and instead she just splits the seam, finds Dali as she just, it's a little bit of a give and go here. Goes right back through that little seam between the defenders.
I think we both were surprised. I thought we'd have more than just 4 minutes.
I thought, yeah, well, there a couple players went down.
Quick turn from Carusa. Guides it out wide. First time cross in. Morehouse paddles away, and that was nearly right onto the feet.
Well, that's just got to be a catch from Morehouse. There's no traffic there.
This is what you were worried about in the open. Congestion, narrow side of the field as they now do spring it wide. Fazer off of Charlie. Maroney recovers. Charlie just flies the ball down the field. Haracic reads it well. Lundqvist. McCutcheon. McMahon turns. Thought about hitting it first time. Now waits for the overlap. Lundqvist again. Loses it. Abello. Maroney. Be the end of the line here for San Diego if they can't create a chance. Instead, they give it away. Ovalle. Charlie. Draws the foul, and that might just do it.
And frustration from McNabb there, but Simone Charlie comes in and does her job well, stretching the line at times, running in beyond, but here, holding the ball up, getting a couple of challenges. and drawing the foul. There's not much in it, but that's exactly what you have to do. You're a center forward in this league, especially as the seconds tick away and your team is desperate for 3 points.
McCutcheon. Orlando flood this corner flag. Ovalle. Full-time whistle blows, and the drought is over for the Pride. For the first time since June 13th, Orlando captures a victory. They sweep the season series against San Diego. And it's Carson Pickett's second goal of the season that propels the Pride to 3 points in California.
You can see her hugging her teammates, say, I'm so proud of you guys. This Orlando team has fought some adversity, trying to find, their faces are cracking me up, trying to find an answer to what's going on the field, how they find the back of the net to be able to get 3 points, and they ended up doing it here away from home in San Diego.
Orlando with 3 points. They leapfrog San Diego and into fourth on the table. A 2-1 win for Orlando. We'll step out for a break and recap things when we come back.